my name is Ariana, and welcome to the Helium10 Alibaba Happy Hour. So in order to really enjoy a happy hour today, I'm joined with Travis. He is an Amazon seller himself, and we're just enjoying some mocktails today. It's still a little early for some wine and cocktail, for us at least, but so today I want to talk with you guys a little bit about this new extension with Helium10 where you're able to find a product that is in high demand on Amazon. So if you're looking to sell on Amazon either full-time or part-time, you want to look for a product that you can actually find a lot of customers for, something that's in high demand that people are searching for on Amazon with keywords. That way, in the long run, you'll be making profit off of something that someone actually wants. But the trouble that I've ran into before is that how do you find a product? How do you even come up with an idea for one, whether you want to create something from scratch or just buy off of Alibaba, for example, a product in bulk and then just kind of flip it on Amazon essentially. So I want to explore this Helium10 tool with you guys. It's brand new. It hasn't been used before. So if you think that you know how to search for a product, you probably don't know how to do it efficiently and quickly in a manner that you're saving time and money in the long run. So I want to pull it up here for you guys. Let's see. And you've used Alibaba yourself as well?
Yeah. No, I mean, in a roundabout way, that's how we found the supplier for Vino cards.
Yes.
So,
yeah. And for if you guys are new to my channel specifically, I also sell on Amazon. I actually quit my job a little over a year ago to start my business Vino Cards, and it's a wine course in flashcard form. I'll have a link below so you guys can check it out on Amazon. It started off as a side hustle, and then after some time, I was able to actually quit my job to really focus on it 100%. And we did, like Travis mentioned, we found, actually Travis helped me start Vino Cards. That's why I'll reference him a little bit too. He helped me find the business and put it on Amazon. So yeah, we found it through a friend, a manufacturer in China, but I believe that he's looked through Alibaba himself. It was someone that he trusted. But later on in this video too, I want to share with you guys how to find a supplier and a manufacturer that's actually highly rated or someone that's been in the business for a while so that you feel a little more at ease with finding a supplier, because that can be a really daunting task as well. Okay, so...
And this is going to be the most in-depth tutorial of these new tools that have just come out, and Ariana spent a lot of time like fine-tuning, trying to figure out how to give you guys the best information out here. So
yes. So, and if at any point you guys have any questions throughout, go ahead and put it in the chat. I'll be looking at that, referencing it here and there throughout the video, so that if you have any questions.
And feel free to ask questions as she's doing it. I'll kind of be over here typing away too.
Yeah.
So I'll let her, lead the way.
Yes. Okay. So two things that we got to dive into, and usually when starting the business too, is product research and how to find a supplier. So let's focus on product research first. So when searching for a product that's actually in high demand, we'll want to kind of start thinking of random things like, think of some things that you would want to feel passionate about selling. So you can look around your house, kind of look around for some random objects, or maybe something you've had in mind already. Something that I've been using a lot and recommending a lot to people lately has been electric lighters. So we can maybe go off of that train. So here on the Alibaba.com, you have a search bar up here, and you can type in electric, even just typing in that first word before lighters, you'll see all of these different searches. So that's kind of a cool way to start to spark some ideas as well. So you can do that with anything. Just look around your home, see something that you love, or if you remember something that friends are talking about, start sparking, or that'll spark some ideas for you. Do you have any tips of maybe how to find a product too? Because you've done that a bit as well.
We can do a whole separate thing. I have a completely different method.
But so the way that he helped me come up with Vino Cards, and the way that came up was just really in conversation. Like, what do I want to, be better at? Or what is something that I wish I had physical? And that was, at the time, we were drinking a lot of wine and going to wineries, and I thought it's really hard to learn about wine. It's such a huge, there's so much to wine. And so we thought, how cool would it be to condense it to a simple flashcard with information and then make it easy to wine taste, but also fun and enjoyable with friends and family.
What we could do too is we could show these new tools, and then afterwards, if people still want to see like my method for product research, we can do that as well.
Yeah, so we'll explore that. So again, just start brainstorming some ideas, and we're gonna go with the electric lighter train. So luckily with Alibaba, all these different things will come up. So we'll go ahead and click electric lighter, and we'll search it. So, oh, whoops. Maybe I clicked something else. Electric lighters. Okay, so there's a ton of different ones to choose from. So you could see that there's all this information about the lighters itself. Let's see. And then when you're typing in electric lighters, you'll see all the search results right here. So there's over 8,000 results of it, which is a good sign. And then we'll go ahead and start using the Helium10 extension. So up here, you'll see that it says Launch Alibaba Demand Analyzer, which is the new tool that we'll be exploring today. And this is going to pull up all the information of electric lighter. So those were the two keywords that I had entered on their site. So the cool thing about this is that it's going to show you the search volume. So there's about 86,000 of that. And there's this cool little graph here. So it's going to show you basically the search volume history of it. So over time, in maybe the last year, you're going to see the different spikes of this product, of what it's being searched on from Amazon, like customers going onto Amazon and searching for electric lighters. So from March to this month, January, it looks like there was still stuck in January. Okay, from the end of January. So there's some spikes here in March, in May, 71,000. Then it kind of dips a little bit, goes up again in September, then again by the end of the year. So maybe mid-December, maybe people were buying for the holiday, for Christmas, or whatever it was. So the importance about this, and to be able to look at this trend, is to kind of figure out, is the product I'm searching for a seasonal product? And this is going to be really helpful for you when you're trying to sell your business or sell your products on Amazon. Are you going to have some months where you're not selling anything? Are you going to have a second product to supplement those days or those months that are missing?
I'll also say you can look at the all-time history and see, look at this product is trending upwards.
Yeah,
so
that's a good note.
2019, I mean, you can say, oh, it's a seasonal product, and it is, because you see every December, look at December, but also May. It's kind of interesting. Why in May? Let's see. Maybe people are trying to get ready after everything that happened last year, just in case they need to light some candles. But look it kept going up, and so it repeated. This goes back to January 2019, so we don't know before that. But in 2019, it was pretty flat all the way up until the holiday season. But this year, it spiked a lot. So yeah, it's definitely seasonal. We see in December, but it's also I don't know.
I mean, as it's gaining popularity. Yeah. And like I mentioned earlier too, I discovered this, I think, through social media at some point. I thought, I want to buy this. I'm going to save money on buying lighters. And then I started sharing it with friends. And so this is also an environmentally friendly product, which that's a really big movement these days too. People want to be health or environmentally conscious. So if you're going off of that niche, like, it's okay to like narrow down your demographic to, I want to target people who are environmentally friendly, that want to have a more sustainable home. Then you can start looking into those products, this being one of them, and perhaps that's growing in trend. But like Travis mentioned, you could do all time, you can do in the last year, 90 days and 30 days. So this is really valuable information. Then on the extension as well, you'll see the total revenue of, I guess, the search of this product, and how much they're making out of all those products, all electric lighters. And then the average price for what it's selling for. So it's around $16. That's kind of around what I've sold or I've bought it for as well. That's also important to know. You don't want to do it lower than that. If this is the average price, you want to be able to have good margins for the item that you're selling.
One other thing I'll point out, average revenue, I think you skipped over that one.
Oh,
that's important too, because that lets you know how much on average the different sellers are making in revenue. because the total revenue could be $1 million and the average price could be $16.50, but the average revenue could be $500, $1,000, which would tell you that's way too saturated. So on average, each seller is making $10,000, which ain't bad. Now, I do have to warn, I think this is a great example product for what we're using right here. This is not a product I would personally touch. This is more typical private label. Unless you can, what I'd use at this point is start asking yourself, how can I make this product better? How can I make it, since Ariana bought this product a while ago, and there's already sellers on the market that are selling this product. So this personally isn't a product. I think this is a perfect example of how this tool works, but I just want to throw it out there. Start thinking, how could you make this product better? But let's continue. I'll let Ariana take it over.
Yeah, no, that's a really good point. And then so for further information, there's the list of keywords on here. So this is what people are typing in, what they're searching for, and it'll show you the search volume for each of those keywords. And that's important to note because if you do decide to use this product, you want to be able to optimize your listing, including all the keywords that people are probably looking for. So rechargeable, electric, lighter, for weed, which, that's smart though, because whatever you can light using an electric lighter, you want to maybe include in the keywords.
Be careful. Don't get banned. I don't think you're allowed to use that.
Not weed, but yeah, I mean, clearly people are searching for that specifically. And the number of competing products. So this is also helpful so that you know if the market for that is saturated or not. So next we'll go into, let's see. Oh, actually, another thing I want to mention up here too, if your marketplace is maybe somewhere abroad as well, you can go ahead and click whatever is corresponding to what you're searching for. But for this purpose, we'll just stick with the US, so Amazon.com. All right. Let's see. We got a question here. R&D for Vino cards. There must be something. We'll go for it. Thanks, Scott, though. Yeah.
We'll save that for later. Do you want to keep going? See all metrics or?
Yeah, well, I wanted to kind of go into see all metrics. So this is going to take you to another tool that Helium10 offers. They have, I think, about 25 tools that you can use. So there's a lot to choose from to help you optimize your listing. But this is their black box niche. And what's cool about this is that it can be a lot of information at first, but if you're a little overwhelmed with what's going on there, Helium10 does offer all these different videos for you so that you can watch each one, know what you're doing. That's a step-by-step tutorial. So I thought that was a really good mention just to help you guys out, because at first it does take a little bit to get through it all. So here you can see all the different things pertaining to the electric lighter, again, similar to the other page, the average price and all of that. But for each item here, all of the listings from Amazon onto this black box. And so now it's going to individualize each one. So you'll see here that this has 5 stars, what the monthly revenue is for this person selling that product. You'll also see, the number that they're selling per month and what their price is. And this is all very valuable information, again, because you're seeing a little more detail of your competitors. They're gonna basically break it down for you here so that you can get an overview of everything. So this is really helpful for any product that you use. I just love seeing this just so that I know, hey, maybe this listing here has 4 stars, not the best, but it has a lot of reviews. We can go ahead and click on that item. And from that extension, it's going to take you to that exact Amazon listing, which is really great. And here, what I would do as an extra step is look at the images that they have, look at their title, their Amazon rating. Why does it have 4 stars? I'll go ahead and look at their reviews, all of their different, products that they have on there, what they're selling it for, all of that. So this is, again, really important if you're doing competitive research. If you want to see, if this is the type of lighter that I want to sell, what can I do better to outcompete them, if that makes sense. So that's a really great, really great tool that Helium10 offers. All right. So we can take a little pause here. Again, this was the demand analyzer, so you can, again, do this with any product. You can search anything you want, but if anyone has any questions, I can offer some guidance here as well. Anything you want to add?
No, I think that's it.
Yeah. see.
Oh
yeah.
Actually, why not? Sure, I'll add something.
Yeah.
So something I'll add is limitations of a tool like this. Like like all tools, there's a lot of power behind them, but there is some limitations. And one that I'll example, like we'll use Ariana's product as an example. So if we were to do flashcards, so she has Vino cards, which is wine flashcards. It's about teaching people how to flashcards for learning about wine. Now, if you were to type in flashcards into Alibaba and look at what the demand is, it wouldn't be accurate. It wouldn't be the same as it would be for her product. So you can see here, it's like, wow, on average, the total revenue for flashcards is $640,000, but that's not at all representative of her product. Now, what we will do is talk about how to find a manufacturer for a product like hers later. But one thing I want to know, and let's just actually, why not? Let's go into, Helium10 does have a way around this. So instead of using a tool like the demand analyzer, if you're trying to analyze demand for a product, what you could come in and do is the keyword research tool. And I have a bunch of videos, I've talked about this before, but you can go to the magnet tool. So I wouldn't use the demand analyzer tool for her product, because even let's try like wine flashcards. Now, what's going to happen here is there's no product called wine flashcards on Alibaba. What you would have to do is contact these different manufacturers that sell flashcards and say, hey, can you customize it? Now, let's go into this tool. It'll be interesting to see what happens here. So it does say like, hey, look at $2,000 revenue. Look, there's top products is Ariana's product average. This is basically Ariana's product right here, but it's not as helpful for something niche like that. For something more niche like that, you're gonna want to use the magnet tool. Helium10. Wine flash cards. And I've searched this before.
Analyzing my own product.
Yeah. So you come in here and you can see what the search volume is. It's not super high. You can see a lot of data, but then you can also see related keywords like wine themed gifts. And so what you can do is you can look not just at the one keyword, but all the different keywords and really get an idea of what the demand is for something like this. So wine gift wine, I guess technically. Let's even go into here, cards. So a lot of these are not related. Let me see. Wine recipe cards, loosely related, search volume 423. So if you want to do a demand analysis of something that's a little bit less saturated, something that's a little bit more of a passion product, a little bit more unique, you're going to want to use like the Magnet 2 tool. All right, I'll let Ariana take it over.
All right, perfect. So let's dive in then to use Helium10 supplier finder. So once you have a product in mind, so the electric lighter, for example, we can go ahead and start looking for manufacturers for that. So I'll go ahead and type that again. And then in the Helium10 extension, while it loads, oh, I didn't type it in, I guess. Oh, sorry, it's being a little slow here on our end. Okay.
Use this tool on Amazon if it's the other tool.
Yeah, I'll have to go into Amazon.
Type it in there.
Lighter. Okay, perfect. Okay, so here it's pulling up all of the different lighters that are on Amazon currently. And you'll go ahead and click Appear Source on Alibaba. So what that's going to do is find suppliers for you. sorry, internet. Okay, so now it's going to show you different suppliers that are offering different sorts of lighters. So the cool thing about this is that you can customize it, basically filter out what exactly it is that you're looking for. So you can enter your price minimum or maximum of how much you want to spend. You can also limit like how many minimum orders that you want. So if you don't want to have like large quantities at the beginning, you can enter that as well. You can also enter the vendor rating. So if you want a vendor that's been around for 5+ years so that there's a little bit more credibility.
Different than vendor.
Oh yeah, vendor rating, but they're probably going to be highly rated is what I'm saying.
Yeah. But if you want someone that's been around for longer, you're going to have to go into advanced filters.
Oh, yeah, sorry, advanced filters. But
age of the account, but vendor rating would be like, number of stars.
Yeah, and hopefully if they've been around for that long. So I'll use this example. This supplier has been in business for 5 years, has 4.4 star ratings, not too bad. Not exactly the electric lighter that I want, though, but I think there was one right here. Oops. Here's this one that I was looking at. So minimum 10-piece order, which is great. Lead time 5 days. They've been around for 9 years. That's like really cool filters that you can add to make sure that you're getting what you want. And then here you can click on that manufacturer, reach out to them and ask them if they can customize whatever you want for that product. You can also change the supplier country, which is really cool too. So if you want to have it manufactured here in the US, Japan, South Korea, India. So that's a really nice filter as well. Let's click into that. So once you click into the one you want, it'll take you right back to Alibaba, all from just the Amazon site, and you can enter what you'd like. One thing I want to add real quick too is that sometimes if you are looking through here, if I'm on the Amazon site looking at all these different lighters, you can start thinking about how yours can stand out. So I'm seeing a lot of black lighters, some silver. Doesn't seem like there's a lot of cool colors for it. So maybe that's something that you want to start thinking, like who's going to be buying these electric lighters. For myself, like I would have loved like a really pretty like purple color or something bright, and I don't see any of that. When I was searching, it's mostly all black or gray or silver. So that could be something that you start thinking about, like maybe you can have the lighters that have unique colors. And then once you find a manufacturer that fits all the different filters that you want to add, you can start chatting with them. And here it says contact supplier. You can call them, whatever it is that you want to do, and then you start discussing with them the customizations that you want to make. And this is similar to what I did with PhenoCards. So once we have a supplier that has flashcards, we let him know, well, this is what I want on there, how to have it printed, and all of that good stuff. So there's a lot of flexibility on just talking with the supplier. There's no harm in just reaching out to a ton of different people and seeing what they can do and how you can work with them.
And since this is going to be the most comprehensive tutorial on this product, let's go into even a little bit more depth here.
Let's do it.
Let's go up and let's talk about the X-ray tool even before we get into the source on Alibaba. Because before you even want to click source on Alibaba, you're going to want to look at all this information. Now, again, this product, look at the success score isn't too high, 1.5 stars. So this is probably something you want to avoid, which is kind of what I said before.
Yeah.
Unless you can create your own unique angle on it. Like, look at these are all fairly similar. And Ariana did a good job saying, like, maybe you can put a different color. Maybe there's something. To be honest, I think a different color is maybe not enough. This product's pretty good. We have this product. Not a lot that I would change. Maybe you could have a bigger battery. And that's an example. Maybe you have the longest lasting and you call it like Apocalypse electric lighter. Actually, that's a $100,000 idea right there. If you had a huge battery on this and you said it could last for, a year, every day, 10 years, and some crazy number, and you brand it as the Apocalypse lighter that lasts forever, and maybe even pair it with even better idea. Pair it with a what's it called? A solar power, like some kind of solar power thing, and say like, hey, even during the apocalypse, it's got a year battery life plus the solar pack. That's going to be a more expensive product because look at all these products right here. They're $13.
And to add on to that creates a brand around your electric lighter too, which is much easier to sell when you want to cross market with like Instagram or something like that.
And if so, let's say you had the $50 electric apocalypse lighter, and again, you need to do some validation on this. But the way that I would do that personally is run a Kickstarter on it. Post on social media, do all that kind of stuff. But this lets you know, first off, okay, let's look again. There is $1 million, I believe, $1.5 million in sales for electric lighter. And all these freaking electric lighters look almost identical. Mm-hmm. If you had a $50 one, you probably wouldn't be number one up here, but you'd probably be in the top row or the second row, maybe even at the worst. But look at, even in the second row, they're doing pretty good. Mm-hmm. All these ones are identical. You could be in the first or second row. You'd be the most expensive one, meaning you have the highest margin. So you would, maybe you can even get it for like $30 or something. You'd have the highest margin. This, I think you can even see the profit. Let's pull this up. Yeah. You can see the profit of all these guys. Mm-hmm. Revenue. Yeah, okay. So we can see here what the price is. You can see the Amazon fee. Let's click on one and let's do a little bit even more in-depth analysis. So one of these guys, let's go into here. Well, okay. We can figure it out like this. X-ray. All right, so the FBA fee for this guy here, so it's $13.99, a $4 FBA fee. So right there, that's $10, and that's missing. Plus the cost of the product, which we found if we click on source on Alibaba. Give it a second here.
It's about $1 to $2.
No, this one's $2.99.
$2.99, $3.
So $3. So $7 minus $14, and then let's just estimate an FBA fee. Now I'm trying to remember, does this include the selling fee and the regular FBA fee? Like, is this all the fees combined? Do you remember?
I believe it is.
So at max they have $7 profit.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to see, there's another tool that I'm blanking on right now that'll come to me in a minute. Let's pull this back up.
Oh, and they even have a coupon listed on there too.
All right, run Cerebro. Come in here. Let's try even running this in Cerebro really quick. But what we're going to do, so anyways, at most the profit margin is $7, but I think it might even be less. Let's see. Oh, here we go. This is the tool I was looking for. FBA. Okay, so here's all the fees. Yeah. And then the product cost, we said it was about $3. Numlock, $3. Boom. So their profit's $6.28. Now, let's say that instead we created a product that was $49.99, the ultimate electric lighter. And, our product cost probably would be triple that because it's a way better product. We'd have a $30 profit margin compared to what was there is like $6. We'd have 5 times the profit margin of them, meaning that when we do a sponsored, meaning we could spend 5 times as much money on PPC than them and still break even. And I don't think that our conversion rate would be a fifth of something like this. On top of that, it would go viral on social media because we'd have a brand. Look, if you're one of these generic ones and someone posts about your product on social media, guess what? Someone's going to come to Amazon and they're going to buy one of your competitors because they have no idea who you are. Like, I don't even know, Satanes, Ronix, those are the same. Like, those are exactly the same to me. Yeah. So, moral of the story being, differentiate yourself, but like a lot of these tools can help you figure out how to do it. Mm-hmm. So let's go back here even a little bit more. And let's talk about the X-ray tool. And then we'll get into some more stuff on sourcing on Alibaba. So here with the X-ray tool, you got the ASIN, which is the unique identifier in Amazon. Every product has its own ASIN. This is very important to know the ASIN of like some of your competitor products because a lot of the tools like Cerebro, for instance, you put in the ASIN here and it'll give you all kinds of data. It'll tell you, for instance, well, it'll show you the product. It'll show products that are frequently bought together. It'll show you all the different keywords that are being searched related to this product. So like a lot of people type in Satane's candle lighter. Look at, in fact, 412 people a month do. So that's why the ASIN's important. The brand, it'll tell you the brand name. And you can see that, look at, Satane's has a few, Ronix. You can see, look at, none of these names are household names. Ronix, which is kind of a good sign. You can also tell, just by reading these, most of these are Chinese manufacturers. This is not an American name, because American names would actually be a lot stronger and more, I don't know, like interesting than a lot of these. So to me, this is a good idea that this is a good space that's open for disruption, because it's all the same generic things. Now, don't private label one of these junk products, because you'll get killed by the Chinese manufacturers. Though even still, like, I mean, yeah, that's a whole nother conversation. This will show you the title here. And you see these at this SP, it's because it's sponsored sponsored products. Yeah, sponsored products is actually the right term. Show you the category, and all of them are in health and household, which is interesting to know. This also shows you who has the buy box, because just because a brand is listed there doesn't mean that company has the buy box. And for people that don't know, the buy box is like, when you buy this product, who's actually selling it? What's the name of the company that's actually selling it? So in this case, Satane's is the brand, and the company that's actually selling it is Satane's. Am I saying that right? That feels wrong.
I don't know.
That's how you know it's not an American brand, is because it's just like, what? I don't know. Ronix's. All right, so we got number of active sellers. So look at this one. There's 3 different active sellers competing on, and we have Ronix Direct, which that's the brand, so that makes sense. Price, and this lets you know the price range, but look at here, there's $19.99. This one's still selling. In fact, this one's making more revenue than this one that's at $12.99, which is interesting. So
I'm sure maybe it has some other features, or
it's a 2-pack, so it looks like it's a 2-pack, which is good to know. You know, but you want to look at that, and see, like, okay, what about this one?
Are 2-packs selling better than just single ones too?
So this one, look at it says upgraded candle lighter, camping lighter, grill. So you can see that there is demand for an upgraded lighter. Keep going down here. Do you want to take it over? Do you want to?
I think that covers mostly, like, so the moral of the story is that you can take any product and start thinking of it that way. Start thinking, how can you make it better? And I actually saw a comment here, how many images would a good listing, one good listing can have. I mean, I think I have about 6. Honestly, as a customer,
have like 9. Max it out. 9? Have as many as possible.
Yeah, I mean, as a customer myself, I want to look through all the images, different angles, different colors, maybe someone using it, even include a video. And I think you have a video feature after you brand your product, right? Or can you do that before?
I've got videos on everything.
Yeah, so no, and not
Wait,
that.
what?
I meant like on the Amazon listing, you can
you
include a video.
Yeah.
So you can include a video of your product, literally do everything that it has you do the max of it, because as a customer, start thinking about your own behaviors of buying and try to mimic that for your product.
Let's go down. Let's talk about the rest of the stuff on this plugin, just so people know here.
Yeah.
Scroll to the top. Do you want to take over some of these different ones? Obviously, we talked about price, the FBA fee.
We talked about that.
FBA fee, yeah. How much are these people paying in estimated fees? The sales, how many sales are they getting per month? So this is all per month. Keep this in mind. This is really cool. You can actually see the sales over time. So this lets you know, is this a seasonal product, or is this seller being seasonal? And you got the 7-day moving average, which is the average over the last 7 days. So for whatever reason, these last 2 days they had a spike. Maybe they did a sale. What you can even do is you can look at other products and see, they had a spike. They were kind of the only one that really had a spike. This one's starting to blow up.
The one below it too.
Yeah, these two.
Well, that one dipped actually.
These two are competing a little bit, had a spike. Revenue, pretty self-explanatory. How much in revenue are they doing per month? So interesting to note, look at, actually the second place is doing more in sales than the first place. And this guy with his sponsored products is only doing $4,000 a month. So it's just interesting to know, like, what kind of competition are you looking at? Now, what I'll throw in is what you can do. So that idea I had about like long-lasting apocalypse electric lighter, you can go into Magnet 2 again, and we're going to type in electric lighter. What would you type in for like extended battery?
Yeah. Rechargeable.
Well, it's already rechargeable.
Yeah.
battery. Let's just see what happens. See if we have like bigger battery. And look, there might not be any demand for this kind of a product yet. And that might be a sign that you want to avoid it. But I'm willing to bet you could create a cool brand around this and get all like the survival people on board, because most lighters, they run out of fuel, you're done. Logan Paul versus Travis Marziani. That's I don't know what to say. So recharge lighters for women. So you want to look like from North Korea. Wow, I didn't know I had fans in North Korea. So you can look through this and eventually, what would you say, like extended battery, bigger? We saw one that had it. I think it was the one that was
a little further.
This one.
Oh, yeah.
Upgraded. Let's try upgraded. I don't know if that many people are searching upgraded. But keep in mind, even if people aren't searching necessarily for huge battery electric lighter, doesn't mean that there's not demand. This is a good way to get started and to think about it, because if there are people searching for it, but there's nothing there, there's refillable. Yeah, so I mean, it might be a bad idea, but if you still think it's a good idea, even if it's not here's the key, even if it's not in Helium10, doesn't mean it's a terrible idea. It's just starting point. This is a tool to help you. Best selling rank is compared to, like, number one would be the best selling product in the category of health and household. Rating, what's the star rating? Now this is a good thing too. If you see a product that has high revenue, but like all the products have low ratings, that means that there's a chance for improvement. Honestly, this category is pretty saturated. Yeah. Review count, how many reviews? Again, same idea. If you see a category with high revenue, but like there's not a lot of reviews for the products, that might be something that you want to start. This is so much data. Geez, I almost don't want to continue because it's just so much. Review velocity. Yeah, go ahead.
That's good.
Yeah, so this is the change in the review count over the last 30 days. So over the last 30 days, you have 131 extra reviews for some of these different products. And like you can see, this one had an extra almost 2,000 reviews in the last 30 days. This is saturated. This is competitive. You know, you're going to have a hard time. Dimensions of the product, the weight of the product. This is also small standard size. So this lets you know basically how much you're going to be paying in FBA fees and shipping. How many images they had. Someone asked a question about how many images should you have. Well, these products are mostly having 8. I don't see any reason not to have 8. And the last thing I'd say here is listing creation date. If you see a category where either all of them are really old or all of them are really new, if it's all really old, that might mean that you can come in there and shake things up a little bit. If it's all really new, that might mean that this is like a growing trend. Now be careful with trendy products. All right, I'm gonna give it back over to Ariana.
Yeah, no, I think that's really helpful. And yeah, like Travis said, like even if whatever someone's searching, if you want to make sure that there's a product out there for that person, whoever's searching, and you can grow from there. Really similar with Vino cards too. There was no like wine flashcards, and basically just created that.
Yeah, so something, you can export this either as an image or you can download this as well as a CSV. So, you know, this is cool. This is helpful having it on this extension. It's very convenient. But if you can download it as a CSV, you can manipulate it in Excel, which I highly recommend doing.
Yeah.
You can sort by things. Like, look at that. Look, boom. If you're an Excel nerd like me, not that I'm that huge of an Excel nerd, but then you can go and you can look at like, okay, well, you can do infinite amount of things. I'm not gonna even start here what you can do, but you can kind of look through this and just see all the data. We can save that for another video.
Yeah. And it depends also too, like how much time do you have in your hands? Like how much do you want to commit to having an Amazon business? So another comment here is it good to have a lot of products or just focus on a few? And we looked earlier on the first extension, the analyzer, that you could see how like what the seasonal trend is. So if there are a few months where there's a dip where it's not going to be selling too well, then you can maybe have another product that will fill that timeline. So it's kind of like up to you. It really depends on how much money you're trying to make and if you want to keep busy throughout the year. But I feel like that covers most of it. Let's see. There's also on Amazon, let's see. So the great thing too about the Helium10 extension is that now they have a profitability calculator. And so you can click on this and you can start adding some numbers here, and it's actually going to do.
That's what I was looking for earlier.
It's going to do all the math for you, which is very helpful. So, let's see. This is the profitability calculator for that.
Do you want me to go through this?
Yeah, let's go through it. Okay, so that dimensions and stuff. You can also change, once you're looking at the Alibaba site as well, seeing how much each item will cost, you can change this number as well. So that's really cool. We saw it for more. It was more for like $3 or so.
Yeah, but keep in mind that's at low minimum order quantities. So.
Yeah, but this is just a really handy tool to have, of course. You will save a ton of time doing all the math. And also, you can eliminate human error. This is actually going to be as accurate as it can be and help you make those decisions. So those are the new tools with Helium10. Honestly, so helpful. And I just learned this recently on how to actually use it. And the great thing, as I mentioned earlier, is that our videos to step-by-step tutorials to help you understand the different tools that are being used on Helium10. But I highly recommend it. It's one of the greatest extensions that they've had. But
you can get 50% off with Ariana's link. We'll put it in the description.
I'll put it in the description box below. So if you're new to Helium10, you can get 50% off your first month using my code Ariana50. Or if you want to have 10% off each month, you can use Ariana10. I'll go ahead and put it in the description box below for you guys. And I can answer some questions. There's some coming in. I'm happy to. Let's see. Any tips on writing a good title for a product? What are some things that absolutely need to be included? So the longer the title, the better, in my opinion, within reason. So you want to kind of target the words that people would probably be searching for. So for electric lighter, for example, you can include electric candle lighter, rechargeable, flexible neck. You'll see here on this page as well, they have flexible neck, flameless lighter for candles, grill, camping, barbecue. So you can start including maybe what you can use that product for, the different categories for that. But yeah, what would absolutely need to be on there, actually, like the minimum would be just the name of your product, what it's used for, and then maybe where you could use it. Also, can you give a quick breakdown of how PPC works and what the costs are? Ooh, that's pretty loaded.
That's a long.
Yeah. Well, I can go into it a little bit. So if you're selling on Amazon, I could actually link a video here for you guys as well. I kind of do a breakdown of PPC costs. But let's see where to start on that. Actually,
you pay you pay every time someone clicks on your ad.
Yes.
And by paying money, you can get to the top of the search results. That's a quick one.
That is a quick one?
There's videos.
Yes.
Yeah, we got both of us.
Yeah, that's essentially what you're trying to do. So you can kind of play around with how much you want to spend and see what results are yielded from that. But yeah, that's the short version of it. How much do you all recommend saving up before selling on Amazon? Also, a big fan of Vino cards. That's awesome. Thanks, Robert. How much do you recommend saving before selling on Amazon? Well, you can actually start with $0, and that's a little bit of my experience too. But it depends. I mean, there's a lot of different ways that you can save up. If you want to create a new product and get people hyped up about it, there are crowdfunding sites. So I use Kickstarter for my product and was able to raise a little over $5,000 to fund my first production run. It didn't cover the whole cost, but if you're really aiming and focusing on just having that production costs be covered by a Kickstarter, or Indiegogo is another one, then you can work really hard to have it covered there. Have people come and back your product. So really you could start with $0 if you needed. But if you want to have some money saved up, I don't know, what would you recommend?
A few $1,000. It's always
a few thousand, just to have something to lean back on. But yeah, for my experience, Kickstarter was really helpful.
It's Scott. Scott, are you still here? Leave a comment. I know we skipped over your question.
Oh yeah, Scott, so sorry. I'm curious how to know how much time went into R&D for Vino cards. There must be so much info in that product. Yeah. How much time went into it? I would say a solid 6 months.
Well, how much actual time though?
How much actual time? Well, per day, I was working a full-time job at the time of creating Vino cards, and so at minimum, I would spend an hour a day looking into that. When it came to summertime, I wanted to really research all the information, each individual card. So I would spend maybe about 3 hours or so a day, while still, again, working 40 hours a week at my other job. Let's see. Yes, thank you so much. Yeah, Vino Cards is on Amazon. I could pull it up here maybe. You guys can check it out. There we go.
It's a great gift.
It's a great gift. It's on Prime, so you can get it before Valentine's Day.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Anyone else have any more questions? Anything about the Helium10 extension tools?
Guys, make sure to like this video.
Yeah, go ahead and
the more
like.
likes, the more likely Ariana is to do this again.
It helps the YouTube algorithm.
Yeah, all that stuff. We can stick around for another question or two, though, if we got any.
I hope that was really helpful for you guys. Again, the main thing with these tools and Helium10 specifically is that they're there to help you save time and save money. And that is so important at the beginning of creating your business. So if you're a beginner or even an expert, I know that you save a lot of time using the tools. You save a lot of money. Why not try to save in any place you can? I think that might be everything.
No kissing.
All right, guys. Well, then, if that is everything.
You didn't have anything else on your notes?
I do not.
Cool.
Yeah, but again, you guys can save on Helium10. I'll link that below in my description box. Ariana50 for 50% off your first month, or Ariana10 for 10% off each month that you're using Helium10. All right, guys. Well, thanks so much for tuning in. And as always, leave a comment. I will respond to each one of you guys. And don't forget to like. Thanks so much. Bye, guys.